Hey guys, so this video is going to be on something that could cause a lot of arguments. It's almost one of those topics where I feel like I have so much to say that I don't even know what to say, because I don't really know where to start, and it's something that's been building up for a really long time, and I've had a lot of thoughts on it, and my thoughts on it have changed a lot over time, and so I just don't really know where to start with it, but I'm going to just go with it, and I'm probably only going to scratch the surface of what I want to say, but we'll see what happens. This video is kind of going to go along with a Tumblr post, a blog post that I made about 2 weeks ago on why I ship Larry Stylinson. Now this has nothing to do with Larry, it's completely about Harry, but it kind of goes along with that and kind of comes from that a lot. Like, my views on this come from that a lot, but this is entirely about Harry and not about Larry. Well, kind of indirectly about Larry, because my views on Larry have shaped my views on Harry, but other than that, it has nothing to do with Larry. So I want to talk about Harry and how Harry's viewed in the media, but also how he's viewed by fans. Obviously, the media tends to portray Harry as a womanizer, more specifically, especially with like older women, which makes no sense. Other than Caroline Flack, he's never really been connected with an older woman, and I don't even like the word connected, because, but there was that one lady who claimed that Harry like ruined her marriage or whatever, but there was like no evidence about that, and that whole entire thing was weird to me. But so I don't know why this huge stigma has come up with Harry and older women, but it drives me insane whenever they make cougar jokes and whatnot to him. But it's interesting how One Direction fans as a whole seem to be split on the people who believe the Harry womanizer thing and the people who don't believe the Harry womanizer thing. But the really interesting thing is there are some people that I've seen who attack the media for how they portray Harry, but yet they themselves seem to portray him the same way, but yet they're mad at the media for it. That's not everyone, obviously, but there's a group of people that I've seen who do that, and that's incredibly stupid, obviously. I've seen some pretty intense arguments happen between people who have different views on Harry and how Harry is viewed by the media. It can get to be a touchy subject, almost. I think the boys with girls becomes a touchy subject all the time. I've seen so many people argue over, like, the boys and how many girls they sleep with, whether Zayn cheated. It's really touchy subject between people, obviously, whether or not they're gay, especially with Louis and Harry, it becomes really touchy. So, like, everything involving that becomes really touchy, but the Harry as a womanizer seems to come up more so than a lot of other things, except for maybe there are a lot of Larry arguments, which I'm obviously probably noticing more because I'm a Larry shipper, but that kind of goes hand in hand with the Harry as womanizer thing. Personally, considering that I'm a Larry shipper, it should not be surprising that I don't think Harry is a womanizer. It's actually hilarious to me that people do, because first of all, I saw one girl like a couple weeks ago going on and on about how no one should think that Harry's gay because of all of the girls that he's been photographed kissing. Now, I want you to sit, anyone who thinks that Harry has been photographed kissing a lot of anyone who thinks that Harry has been photographed kissing a lot of girls, please think about it for a minute and try to recall all of these pictures that you have apparently seen, because I can remember Harry kissing 2 girls. That's literally it. One of those was Taylor Swift, and if you still think that Taylor was real, then I don't even know what to say to you, because that was like the worst publicity stunt I've ever seen anyone try to pull off. He looked like he wanted to kill himself when he was kissing her, and that's like not even an exaggeration. He looked so completely miserable. He was in the middle of Times Square on New Year's Eve kissing his supposed girlfriend, and he looked like the most miserable person in the world. So if you think that was legitimate, then I don't even know. The only other girl that I can remember seeing Harry pictured kissing, whatever, that was worded weird, is Emma Ostilly in Australia. And that picture is also extremely awkward. I don't know how anyone can take that seriously, but, and I'm not going to dig up all this stuff, you can find it if you want it, but I mean, Emma Ostilly has admitted on Twitter after the kiss happened that it was staged. She had a boyfriend at the time, and the kiss was completely staged and not real. So she has come out and said that that's not real. No one should believe Haylor at all. And there are like no other pictures of Harry kissing girl. Now, I'm not trying to make this into a Larry argument. This isn't completely about Harry, but you don't have to be a Larry shipper to like think that Harry isn't a womanizer or that these instances of him kissing these girls are fake, because it doesn't automatically make he's gay. I mean, it doesn't automatically mean that he's gay, but it does mean that those instances were fake and he isn't caught kissing girls all the time. I personally think that, even ignoring the fact that I think Harry's gay, him kissing girls is can completely work for publicity. Harry is the most famous member of One Direction. As much as we all hate that, and as much as we want them all to be the same with fame, they're not. Harry is the one that everyone recognizes the most, and he's the one that gets the most media attention. And when he kisses girls, it ends up on all of the gossip websites, and it gets a bunch of attention, and everyone reads it, and One Direction gets press. So it's not that far-fetched to think that he's being made to be seen with girls, not just kiss them, but all the girls that he's seen with, that like there's no evidence that anything's happening, he's just in their like proximity with them. It works for publicity, and they want publicity. Publicity is always a good thing. So you don't have to think that Harry's gay for all of this stuff to be fake. There are tons of other reasons. They work. I personally think he's gay, and so him being seen with a bunch of girls works as like a beard, except not one girl. But it can also be for a variety of other reasons, such as publicity. I mean, that's why Taylor Swift did the Haylor thing, for publicity for herself, and it worked for publicity for One Direction too. That isn't to say, if you don't think that Harry's gay, that's not to be saying that he's not like seeing girls in secret, but he is capable of being private. Like, he doesn't have to be seen with a ton of girls all the time to actually be like seeing girls in secret or in private or whatever. I personally don't think he is, because I think he's gay, but the womanizer image is blown up out of proportion, and I don't know how you could think different. Personally, watching interviews of Harry, he's like the least suave or whatever kind of person that you could possibly see. Obviously, he can attract girls. He has like 50 million fangirls, but he himself is an extremely like awkward person, and it's like endearing. I think most girls find it like charming or whatever, but he's not like when I think of a womanizer, Harry Styles would not come to mind. When you watch interviews, he's like the sweetest person in the world, and I can't reconcile his personality with a womanizer. Like, even if I thought he was straight, it would not make sense. I feel like I've been ranting for a really long time, so I'm gonna go now. There's so much more I could say, but I'm not going to. Feel free to leave your own views and whatnot in the comments. Just please try to be nice and don't attack people. Maybe I'll make another video on this, like talking about it more. I don't know. It depends on how much I feel like I have to say, because I'm pretty sure I got like all of the basics of my opinion down. But I could probably go more in depth on some of the stuff. But I will see you guys later.